if you post 10 times, 20 times.
All righty. What do we have here? Okay, so we're live over here, live over here. What do we have over here? No, no, no. And chat. Got any questions? To throw it in there. We're good over here, we're good over here, good over there. All right. Righty, ready, and we got one more camera to go. And that is real. Uh-oh, battery is low. We can't have that. Ready to roll? All right, let's see who's in the house today. All right, first and foremost, we want to do this. Okay, and then we want to do this. Come on. Go all the way back to the beginning. Say hi to everybody. All righty, and go over there, and here we go. Logan, Redneck Guy, Alex, Oscar's house. Okay, what's happening at Oscar's house tonight? Dr. Stacy, good evening, Dr. Stacy, how are you? Scarlett, Billy, Scarlett, Billy. Okay, Billy Scarlett, okay. Menudito. Okay, Gary Allen, what's happening? J89, Drac, second. Okay. Rachel, good evening. Stefan, good evening. Meg Hedricks. Okay. Ha. Now you're reversed on TikTok. No, I fixed it. Jay, Clint, Ray, Cade, Concrete Skipper, David, Gringo 226. Interesting name, Gringo 226. Logan, Joseph, Chuck, Thames Lover. Okay. Dave, Reginald, Len. Uh-oh, can we check Unity? Yes, we looked at Unity last night. You want to look at it again? Howdy. Hey, K. Gilton. Bag Squando. All right. Fitz, LG. We'll take a look at that. IEP. Oh, why do you want to look at that? All right, so Unity, huh? Look at Unity. Look at the first one. All right, first, let's get the introductions out of the way. All the, what do you call that? The introductions and the fine print. What do they call that? Fine print, fine print, fine print. Steve, driving all day, happy to be here. Way to go, Mr. Steve. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Disclosures, that's the word I'm looking for, disclosures. Yeah. First and foremost, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. My goal here is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, if you're good with math, you know that 1% every single week comes to over 50% per year. Queen, I see you. How you doing? Back again. Love to have you. Anyway, civil, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's the goal here. So mainly, I like to look at pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, what I mean by a pre-qualified dividend stock is a company that is consistently profitable. Now, when I say consistently profitable, I'm talking 2 decades of increased profits. 2 decades of increased profits. That's 10, 20 years. Okay? So, I got 2 criteria for the stocks that I like, and only 1, consistency of profitability. That's the 2 decades of profits. And 2, weekly options. Now, the name of the show is called Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. So the only way you're going to get weekly cash flow is one of 2. Okay? Number 1, we need something to trade on a weekly basis. That's why we like weekly stock options. 2, we get in front of the computer all day long, every day, looking at this crap, looking for opportunities to jump in and jump out. Now, I don't know about any of you guys. I'm 62, which means my clock is ticking a lot. Okay, unless you're older. Which means I have a certain amount of Christmases left. I have a certain amount of New Year's left. I have a certain amount of birthdays left. And that's it. What do I got? 20, 30 if I'm lucky? Okay, so yeah. My time is more valuable than sitting in front of a computer looking at the screen. So it's a 10-minute strategy, 10 minutes a day for a 1% return per week. Now, it doesn't sound like much. Now, if you have small numbers like 10, 20, 30,000, yeah, an hour of your time is not going to be worth a whole heck of a lot. But you can't get to the big numbers until you start with the smaller numbers. Okay? I don't know who gave you the delusional idea that you're going to jump in and make a killing right away and always. Okay, I've been doing this for 30 years. I started out with $12,500. I took out a second mortgage on my house. And yes, my wife was pissed. but 30 years later, we're here and I'm doing rather well. But it's 30 years though. Anyway, Nickel, how you doing? All right, so let's jump in, see what we'll look for. Now, as the night progresses, basically all your questions will be answered. It's kind of like a good movie. It starts out a little slow, but everything comes together at the end, and then you understand, and then you comprehend, and then everybody goes home happy with popcorn and cheery smiles. Yay! All right, let's get to it. First one on the list. Up, applied materials. Why not? It's right here. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Let's take a little run with it, shall we? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so she's going back up again. Let's zoom in a little closer to see exactly the last 30 days. Now, anytime I look at a chart, I'm looking for 5 things. And it's always the same 5 things every time I look at, no matter how much of a time frame it is. It's the same thing. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, and where is it going? That's it. And that should take you 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. High, low, was, is, up, down, up. That's it. Drop my pen. Anyway, so I'm looking for simple and safe. Then I got to find a good company. Well, is Applied Materials a good company? Ask yourself the question. Is Applied Materials, AMAT, is it a company that you feel safe putting your money into? Well, look at where we are. The 30-day high is here, and then we dropped. Now we're shooting back up again. Okay, we got higher lows and higher highs. Well, great. The 329, okay, is going for $10. Well, $10 on a $300 stock. Well, that's almost 3%. So let's take a look at the numbers and see if Applied Material makes sense to you. Because remember the 5 rules. They're simple rules. All right. Rule 1, never buy something you do not want to hold on to long term. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Everly, I see you, brother. You have been here for weeks. This is not your first night. First night, I'll let you get away with SCHD. You've been here way too long to get me to look at that crap. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have been here and you have seen me analyze SCHD many times. So dig a little deeper. Find me something good. SCHD, you know I don't like that. And you know why I don't like it. All right, let me go over those rules again. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. And yeah, it is a game. Don't fool yourself. Just like Monopoly, 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel, round and round you go, the cash and away we go. Same thing. Okay, but we're looking at companies. Companies, if they are run properly, they're all doing the exact same thing. They are striving to make more money this year than they did last year. They're trying to make a good product, a good service, and be profitable. That's the reason for getting into business in the first place. Okay? Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. I want 2 decades. You know that does not. You're new here, so I'm going to let you slide with the triple G's, the triple Q's. I don't like it. I'm going to show you why I don't like it in a minute, but sit tight. All right. All right, sorry. Rule 4. Sorry, got distracted. Rule 4, weekly options only. And Rule 5, make sure all the numbers work. Everything we're going to touch on as we progress through the night. So let's keep on keeping on. First on the list, AMAT, okay, 329. We're going to do the 327.50s. And this is the current price. So let's see what it looks like. Now, I do my trading 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It's always the same every single time. I don't make excuses and I don't change halfway through. And I definitely do not cherry pick. Mark, good evening. It is beautiful too. On INT. Oh, that's Intel. Well, of course, brother. Okay, we're going to take a look at that one in a minute. So let's keep on going. So, applied materials. Let's take a look. Now, remember I said 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Well, one of the simplest trading strategies is the covered call. Basically, we're going to buy the stock and then we're going to sell it almost the exact same time. So I'm going to buy this first thing in the morning, 329.07. Then I'm going to turn around instantaneously. It's almost at the same time, but not quite. I buy the stock, 2 or 3 seconds later, I sell the option. I don't want to wait. See, I'm past the point of sitting in front of my computer trying to squeeze out another penny. Terribly sorry. That's not what I'm looking for. I've already built my fortune. Okay, the amount of money that I have, I collect 1% every week, and that 1% every week satisfies all my rent bills. Current is the key word there, because I'm still perfectly healthy. I don't take any medication, and I have never had any major thing go wrong with me. But needless to say, 10 or 15 years from now, who knows? Who knows how that's going to affect my, my financial life 10 or 15 years? Because as you get older, things just start falling apart faster and faster. So at this moment in time, I'm perfectly okay. Thank you for your concern. But here we go. We're going to do the covered call, and I'm going to show you why I'm choosing the covered call over and above anything else. In case you were wondering, yes, we are going to start on some other channels teaching different strategies. But each channel is going to concentrate on one strategy and only one strategy. Because it's important, in my humble opinion, it is important to learn the basics first before you get into the complicated stuff. Now, the easiest trade there is just buying a stock. But there's a problem with that, in my opinion. Okay? If you buy a stock, you now have to wait for that stock to move to either get a profit or a loss. Well, I don't want to wait. I want my profit immediately. Hence the covered call. So I'm buying it and I'm going to sell it at the same time. I'm going to collect my profits before I even do the trade. I want to know what I'm going to make. That's what I mean by predictable. I want to know what my profit's going to be before I even do it. And I only want to do a 5-day trade. Ideally, jump in Monday morning, be out Friday afternoon. That would be perfect. And then do it every single week. In on Monday, out on Friday. 1%, that's over 50% per year. So sit tight, ask any questions you want. Please understand. I am live streaming at this moment on 9 different channels. We're going to be adding more channels as we progress, which means we're going to have a lot more questions. Okay? So make sure it's a good quality question and make sure it's a full question so that I can take one look at it and understand the beginning, the middle, and the end if it's a question. Okay? That being said, let's finish up with right here. Let's go. All right, I'm going to change it to the covered call, and you'll see in about a minute or two why I like the covered call as opposed to just buying the stock. Okay. The covered call. Now, we're going to do this one in the money. There's a difference between in the money, at the money, and out of the money. And as we progress, they will make sense. Okay? All right, so we're currently at 329. Now, they don't have any 329s, so I'm going to do the 327. I get a choice. The 327.50 is a safer trade where the 330 might be a little bit more profitable. So there comes that point. Do I want to concentrate on profits or do I want to concentrate on safety? And that's a question you're going to need to ask yourself. Which direction are you leaning? Are you leaning towards profitability or are you leaning towards safety? Now remember, all the trades that I like to do are 1% trades or more. If it's below 1%, next. Simple. Next. Let's do. All right. We're going to do call. We buy the stock, sell the all at the same time. We collect whatever the premium is going to be. Let's see how profitable this one could be. All right. So we're going to do 327. These. Okay. Okay, here's our strike prices here. We pick whichever one we want, and then we buy it over here. Okay, here it is right there. So let's check this one out. Now, I only wanted to track you guys away with a lot of big numbers. Just how much one is going to give you, the rate of return plus the investment, because you got to remember that, because you're not going to get a rate of return unless you got some skin in the game. All right, so here it is. One covered call, applied material, 13 February. That means this is going to expire this coming Friday. So if I buy the stock first thing in the morning, I own it at whatever it opens at. Then, instantaneously, I sell the rights to someone else to buy it from me at a certain price. Okay? That was the 327.50 by a certain date. That is 13th of February, this Friday. So basically, I'm going to buy it first thing tomorrow. I'm going to sell some of the rights to buy it from me, certain price by a certain date, and they are going to pay me a premium. Think of it as a non-refundable good faith deposit. And that, on this particular stock, is $1,105. Let's go through the whole thing, see if it makes sense. Get ready with your questions. Here we go. Buy one covered call, applied material. 13 February 26th. That's this coming Friday. The 327.50 call option. That means I'm selling some of the rights to buy it from me for less than I paid for it. I'm selling it for less than what I paid for it. And we already looked at the chart, and the chart is in an upward momentum. So that's, in my opinion, that's beautiful. But there's always that chance that it could go down and I could end up holding the company, holding that stock for longer than I intend to. That's why Rule 1 and Rule 2 are so important. Never buy something that you don't want to hold on to, because you just might have to. And that's the reason why I want dividend stocks. Because when, it's not if, when a stock goes down, I want to keep getting more money every year. That's why I want dividend stocks that consistently increase their profits every single year. Because absolute worst case scenario, I will get higher and higher dividends year after year after year. So what's the recourse? Is there a bad downside? Well, yes and no. Okay, now the stock might dip a little bit. It might be below your cost. Okay, but you still have the ability to sell covered calls against it, and you still own it, so you still get to collect the dividends. So yeah, it might pull back a little bit, might make you a little uncomfortable, but Rule 2, never sell at a loss. So even if the stock goes down, I'm not selling. I'm still collecting the dividends every 90 days, and every 7 days, every week, I'm collecting some type of premium. The first week, always going to be 1%. Always. Second, third, fourth week may not be 1%. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. But I want a consistent cash flow every single week. All right, so let's check out the rest of this. 1,105 is the profit for this trade, and 31,645 is the investment. Now, a lot of people bitch, moan, and complain. You mean I got to put up 31,000 to make 1,100? They're not seeing the full picture. The full picture would be I'm putting up 31,000 for the possibility of collecting 1,100 every single week. Think about that, because at the end of the year, that's $16,000. No, actually, it's more than that, because 1,000, that's 52,000. Oh, okay, I'm putting up 31,000. If I get 1,000 every single week, that's 50,000 on a $30,000 investment. I don't see anything wrong with it. Is it going to work that way? Most likely not. But in theory, it would, because I will be collecting something every single week. Okay, whatever it is, because stocks go up and then they go down. As the stocks go up and down, so does the value of the options. So sometimes it's a good idea to maybe mentor with someone, grab a mentor who can help you and guide you and show you through it. Good evening. Can we look at CSX? Yes, we can in a little bit. Let me finish up what we're working on at the moment. All right, so let's keep on going. We need the calculator to figure out this rate of return. Now, the way your rate of return is your profit, 1,100, and divided by your investment. Well, in this situation, it's 31,645. 31,645. Comes to a grand total of, you ready for this? 3.5%. Okay, so the math, here we go. Elementary school, third grade. Okay, there's 52 weeks in the year. If I'm getting 1% every single week, that's over 50% per year. This year is giving me 3.5% for 1 week. Can you imagine 3.5% for 1 week? Every week. Now, after that, I don't get 3.5 every single week, but every once in a while, I'll do get a nice week. In some weeks, it's a little less, a little high, a little low, a little high, a little low. But my average is 1.4% every single week for the last 3 to 5 years. But I haven't calculated way back, because I don't look back into the past, because it's just bad news. Anyway, here we go. So I'm going to save this 3.5. We're going to add it to our little list of stocks we came up with. Okay. Now, every day we look to get 5 new companies. 5. So this is number 1 for today. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Barely can see it. There it is, right there. Applied Materials. 13 February, that's this coming Friday, the 327.50 call option. I'm actually selling it for less than what I paid for it. Because stocks go three different directions. They go up, they go down, and sometimes they don't move at all. So, if the stock's moving at all, I'm okay with that. But, profit's 1,100, investment is 31. That is a 3.5% for 1 week. So we're going to save this one. And we're going to put it right over here. All right. 3.5. Yay! 3.5. That's the first one of the day. I love it. Next. I had some earlier that wanted to take something. Okay, P. Everly. Okay, we're not going to do SCHD. Landon Bartley. Okay, you're new here because I would definitely remember that name. And I'm not going to give you too much of a hard because you're new. But I am going to give P. Everly a hard time because he's been here before and he knows how I feel about HD. No, I'm not even going to bother with it because it's not consistently profitable. Well, Landon, just to let you know, the Qs are not consistently profitable either. I don't like them because they're not consistently profitable. It just makes no sense to me. So, come on. Okay, Q. Here we go. What we're going to do, finance, look at historical, anything, volume every single day. Every day. Back all the way back into the first time it ever offered it a stock price or an option. All the way back. I'm going to go back 20 years. Remember what I said earlier? I get two criteria. Consistency of profitability, at least 2 decades. 20 years. All right. All right, here we go. 20 years, which goes all the way back to 2006. So, ladies, pay attention to this. You ready? Over here, you'll see dates. To the dates. Over here, you see the dividend is. The dividend is, it's baked. Okay, who's making noise? Who is that? Oh, okay, I hear someone. Who is making noise? Mike, you gotta mute your phone, brother. Who else do we got? Doug, you gotta mute yours also. All right, there we go. All right, it's back to here. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, here's all the dates. Here's the dividends. The dividend, a portion of the company's profits that they give back to the investors. That's us. We are the investors. We buy, we sell, we're looking for a profit. That's what we're doing. Okay. So, the dividend company profits. If the company is consistently profitable, that dividend will rise. The company is profitable, that dividend is feasible. If you make more money, you share more money. If you make less money, you share less money. So I can tell just by looking at this right here. Look at 65, 47, 50, 53, 80, 20. Explain to me. Okay? Landon. 80. Very next one is down 75%. From 80 to 20, that's a 75% decrease in profits. Why the hell do you think that's good? Think about it. Okay? 65 to 47. That's a 8 by the 12% decrease. Okay? Okay, 65 to 47, 12% decrease. 81, 75% decrease. Oh, it doesn't work that way. It's not a touch screen. There it is. 2006, the first 2.9. Okay, the very first dividend, 2006, 2.9. Then it goes to 2.6, which is lower. Then it goes to 2.3, which is lower. Then it goes to 5.4. All right, that's higher. 2.7 lower, 3.7 higher, 2.6 lower. I'm going to say no right now because this thing has gone up and down, up and down. No, I don't like it because it's not consistently profitable. Consistent profit would be something like this: 2, 5, 7, 11, 15, 18, 25, 27, 29, so on and so forth. It's higher, higher, and higher. Not higher, lower, higher, low. No, it's not a roller coaster. Okay? I don't want retired, not working anymore. You need to have money coming in on a consistent basis. We can't hear. Okay. Why can't you hear? Okay, the volume's up all the way. The microphone's working. Now, who do we have over here? We have Spin. How you going? Lazy Fazy. How are you? Taylor. How are you? Hunter. Ladell Tiller. Good evening. All right. That being said, consistency of profitability. Landed. That means every year higher and higher profits. Super I would agree. Captain Cap Screw. You got to tell me what FTW means. Okay, I can come up with a few, colorful words, but you got to give me a better idea. All right. So anyway, no to Q's. Just no. For me, if you like me to do them, all right? Where are we? All right, J. Yep, I got that one. All right, so, sorry, I'm looking at these. SCHEs, hell no. Okay, QQQ, hell no. Now, LMAC wants to take a look at AVGO. Okay, let's take a look at AGO. Got to reset back to the beginning. Wow, here. Some days it's hot, some days it's cold. And today, I'm a little warm. All right, AVGO, let's do this. AVGO. Come. Ooh, lovely. Got a minor problem here. LMAC, check this out right there. Now, it takes me 3 to 4 seconds to look at a chart and decide whether it's a yes or a no. Let me show you what I'm looking for specifically. I'm looking for the high. I'm looking for the low. Where it was, I'm looking for where it is. And then, fifth, I'm looking for the flow. The motion of the ocean, the flow of the river, the path through the woods, the bend around the river, however you want to call it, here it is. Down, up, down, up. Simple. What's the price? $340. The 340s are going for $690. That's more than 1.5%. So all of that looks great, but I have a minor problem. I got a minor problem with this right here. Because as I'm quickly looking at this, the high, okay, right there. The low, right there. Whoops. Okay, where was it? Right there. Where is it? Right here. Now, as I'm looking at where is it right here, I'm looking at this area right there because that's the last 30 days. The last 30 days gives me an idea of what you guys are doing. Now, when I mean you guys, I mean other investors. So look at the last 30 days. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's up. I don't buy at the high. It just doesn't make sense. Because stocks go up, stocks go down. Stocks go down, then they shoot up. You got to pay attention to the distance between the bottom and the top. So the bottom's 295. Okay, 295, and the top is 355. That's $60. Now, $60 on a $295 stock is 20%. Well, think about it. Why would I want to jump into a stock that just jumped up 20%? And then today, she pulled back a little bit. So next, Sorry, don't get me wrong. I love ABGO. I do. It's just not right at this time. It might be right in another 2 weeks, though. So we'll write ABGO for 2 weeks from today. And yeah, I do write stuff down in a book because I just don't trust computers, which is kind of weird because I'm on a computer. But if you've been following for a while, you know I do have issues with computers. They don't always do what I want them to do. AVGO 2 weeks from today. That works for me. Next. All right, so who do we have? Jim Clark, how are you? Ben, Michelle Kirby, good evening, good evening. That one guy, uh-oh, I always thought I was that one guy. Lucian, stocks, crypto, covered calls require a lot of capital, which is tough. Not necessarily so, Lucian. Okay, now you can do what's called dividend capturing, and you can do dividend capturing on a, hold on a second, fractional, that's it, fractional share trading platform, such as Robinhood. Look at it this way. I could take $5 and put $5 into Microsoft. That's it. I can buy $5 worth of Microsoft. And if it goes up, well, I won't get as much as if I owned the full share, but a small share, I still have a profit. Let's keep on going. Defun, Posh Tiff, B Cells, Rick Wick. How are you? All right, what do we got? Bell Posh Dafon user wants to take a look. CSX Corporation. Hell no. Okay, now do you remember the part where I said never buy something you don't want to own or you don't understand? Now I'm going to say it a little slower because apparently you don't understand what I mean by you don't understand. Okay? If you understood anything about CSX, what you're asking me to take a look at, you should know that it's the high of the year. Why the heck would I want to buy anything at the high of the year? No, just no. Carolina, how are you today? Clopez, what's going on? Landon Bartley, can you explain why you don't like Qs is not a good investment? Is it more of a long investment? Okay, so Landon, I'm going to see if I can explain this to you in a manner in which you'll understand. Okay? Before I retired, I looked at investing a certain way. Okay? My younger days, more aggressive. Now I'm retired, which means I don't get a paycheck anymore. So any money that I have coming in is directly related to the trades that I make. Okay? Now, I already showed you the Qs, and I already showed you what the dividends they pay. Up, down, up, down, up, down. There's no consistency whatsoever. So, as someone who relies on safety, I need a safe trade. Qs are not safe. Because I showed you it went from 80 to 21. That is a 75% decrease. And I'm not quite sure what you don't understand about that. In my opinion, a 75% decrease is not good. I don't care what you say. You can love the Qs until your heart's content. Good for you. It doesn't work for me because it's not consistently profitable. Let me show you what I mean by consistently profitable. Because just understand. Hold on. Okay, see if you can follow along. We'll just go higher, lower, okay? Now, we're starting at 2006. The very first dividend in 2006 was March 17th, 2.9. 2.9. That's the very first dividend. Now, follow along. Follow the bouncing ball. We all know how this game works. Follow the bouncing ball. You ready? Here we go. Very first dividend, 2.9. Lower, not good. Lower, not good. Higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. Do you see the point I'm getting at? Hold on, I'm not done yet. Okay. Lower, higher, higher, lower, lower, higher, lower, higher, same, higher. 11, that's 10. Okay, 10 right here. Lower, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 higher. Ooh, that looks good because it's getting higher and higher and higher. But we've had how many lower already? Lower, holy shit, that's a 50% decrease. Hell no. Okay, higher, 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 lower. Higher, lower, higher, lower. Do you see what I'm getting at? Now hold on. Before you bitch and moan, let's take a look at something else. I'll put a sample I'm talking about and see if you can follow along. Follow along. Now, we're only 70 years. 70. Okay? 70 years. That's 7 decades. All the way back to 2006. There's right there. Hey, Brandon, you're 6, 33, 36, 39. Hold on. 40, 41, 45, 49, 53, 57, 61, 65, 67, 72, 76, 79, 81, 89, 95, $1, 103. That's it, 103. Okay, that's 20 years. Every single year, it went higher and higher and higher and higher. Every single year. That's what I'm looking for. And there's about 300 companies, exact same thing, for at least 2 decades. So the Qs, no thank you. The numbers just don't work for me. Sorry. Okay, which broker are you referring to? Okay, Lopez. I'm referring to, this is Think or Swim, and that's through Charles Schwab. Now, I use Charles Schwab, I use Robinhood. Okay, close. God, we just did that one. Random username. Okay. She show. Hey, welcome back in. Still works pretty damn good for a layman like me. Absolutely. All right, thank you. You're welcome. Cody. Hey, Rafi, how you doing? Joel Diesel. Okay. Thank you, Oscar's House. Literally liberation. Literally liberation. Okay. Roger, how you doing? Leor, what's going on? Reno. I don't know why. Reno, that makes no sense. I mean, I understand you don't know why, but okay. Matthew Abat. What the heck is Abat? I lost on QQQ today. Matthew serves you right. Sorry, brother. I'm not going to... Hey, I'm a Gen Xer. Really don't take this the wrong way. But you don't know me. I don't know you. I'm sorry that you lost money, but you should have looked a little bit better into what you picked. You should have look at how profitable the company was. And Qs are not consistently profitable. All right. Okay, Matthew wants to take a look at ABAT. Okay, ABAT, which is American Battery. Interesting. Okay. Now, I got a minor problem with this, Matthew. Okay. The problem I have, Matthew, is a year ago, this thing was $1. So if you can explain to me, okay, Matthew, if it was $1 a year ago, how can this thing possibly have 20 years of increased profits? If it was $1 a year ago. So, no, I'm not even going to bother with it. Boss Empire, Boss Emporium, how you doing? Alicia, good evening. Rob T, alrighty. Almo, I can hear you perfectly, okay. Consistently profitable means pricing power. Okay. All right, I hear fine for the win. Trademark Plumber, how are you? Passport Eric, can we see more of your picks for March EX date, Dividend Aristocrats, etc.? A real pick. A real pick? I like the way you say that, a real pick. As if I'm going to give you something that's not. Let's go. And you're saying March? You want to look at March? Okay. Well, this is February right here. Okay. It's February. Let's go to March. Okay. March. March. And the reason we have a minor problem with March is because most of the companies haven't announced their dividends yet. But this is what we came up with. Are you ready? Here we go. McDonald's, Kimberly-Clark, Pepsi, ADP, BDX, T. Rowe Price, Cincinnati Financial, Ben Franklin, and APD. Well, they're the only ones that's shown up so far, because you got to remember, the company has to announce their dividend. And they don't announce it 3 months before. They usually announce it 1 or 2 weeks before they pay their dividend. So what I'm looking at are the companies that have announced their dividends already. Not all of them have announced it for the month of March. There are companies that haven't even announced for the month of February, because we're only in the 10th of February. As you can see, dividend stocks in February. What do we have? BRO, Grainger, IBM, KView, Target, ExxonMobil, 3M, CTAS, Emerson Electric, Smuckers. Smuckers is on there. PPG, Consolidated Edison, Aflac, Archer Daniel Midland, Johnson & Johnson, Spaghetti. Okay, they're all there. You have to decide for yourself what you like. For me, it's Dividend Kings. 5 decades of increased profits. Dividend Aristocrats. 25 years increased profits. Dividend Champions. 25 years increased profits. You'd think they're the same, but no, a few different rules between the Aristocrats and the Champions. But still, Dividend Contenders. 10 to 24 years increased profits. And anything on Warren Buffett's list looks good to me. But you have to decide what makes sense to you, because the rules don't change. And rule number 1 is never buy something you do not want to hold long term. And I sure shit wouldn't be buying Qs. I wouldn't, because they're not consistently profitable. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, what do we have over here? ABM. Okay, so Mr. Mark wants to take a look at Intel, INTC. I like Intel. I do. So here we go. Let's get out of there. Hit the wrong button. So I tell people all the time, be careful not to hit the wrong button. And then I just hit the wrong button. Okay. Intel, INTC. Quick, you ready? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Sideways, up, down, up. That's it. Then we go right to the numbers. Because remember rule 5? Make sure all the numbers work. Well, what are the numbers? Are you ready? 4713. 4713. 4713. 4713. What do you think? 4713 is the current price? Yeah. 4713. Okay, so if I'm going to buy it tomorrow at 4713, what am I going to sell it for? 47. If I'm buying it at 4713, I want to sell the 47. It's going to give me the biggest bang for my buck. I can get in, and then I can get back out again if she stays where she is or goes up. Now, if she pulls back, I'm going to hold it a little bit longer. Am I okay? Am I okay with holding Intel longer than 1 week? Well, yeah, I wouldn't be buying it if I wasn't okay with it. So what's the number for the 47? 47 and 28. Well, 128 on a $40 stock is over almost 3%. Almost. Let's take a look before we jump to conclusions. All right, the last 30 days. Here we go. 30 days ago, 30-day bottom. Shoots up, 30-day high. Drops back down, back up again. See? 30-day bottom, it shoots up. Big drop. Now she's going back up again slowly. So it does look like a contender for tomorrow, and the 47s are going for 128. So let's see if this is stock number 2 for today. Let's get out of there. Let's change this to covered stock. Let's do the 47s. Let's do the 47.50. Okay. One contract. There it is. And here's the numbers. Are you ready? Buy one covered call Intel, 13 February. The 47.50 call option. 82 is the profit. 46 is the investment. That's got to be at least 2.5%. Let's take a look. Calculator. Profit 2. Divide that by the investment, 46.68, and that gives me a total of 1.7. Okay, so here's the question. Number 1, do you like Intel? That's the number 1 question. Well, actually, that's number 2 question. The number 1 question is, does it make sense? Number 2 question is, do I like Intel? Number 3 question, do I like Intel at this current price? Okay, 1.7. Let's save that one. All right, Intel, 1.7. Let's do this one. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. And there it is. If you can see it, nice. One covered call Intel. 13 February 26th, that's this coming Friday. 47.50 is the call option. Look at the current price, 47.61. All right, so I'm walking away with 82 bucks. It's costing me 4,600. Now, the way I'm looking at it is I'm creating a weekly cash producing asset. We'll think of it as a gumball machine or a candy machine or a soda machine. I pay 4,800 bucks for it, or 4,600 bucks for it, and every week it spits out money. This week, 82 bucks. Well, and 1.7. Every single week, it pays me something. That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of cash flow. All right, what else do we have? Greetings, James. Yep. All right, so we just looked at Intel. Way to go, Mr. Mark. Mike wants to take a look at ABM. It's a monthly. Oh, FCX. Didn't we already look at FCX? FCX. Uh-oh. There's always someone in the crowd who wants to Coney because they think they found something wonderful. I'm going to have to burst his bubble. FCX. Okay, here we go. FCX. All right. Hold on a second. Intel, Amazon. Uh-oh, for the win. All right. I'm fine. Austin, how you doing? Great. Trademark Plumber. Cool. Passport Eric, can we see? Yep, we already did that one. Pravy, how are you doing? It's Tripod. Don't even want to go there with that question. Okay, Pravir, Amazon. Amazon doesn't have any dividends. So without a dividend, it's really challenging to find out or to figure out when to buy it because it's not predictable. Without a dividend, it's not predictable. See, a nice thing I like about dividends, they pay every 90 days or every quarter. There's 4 quarters. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It's just what it is. Okay? So Amazon, it's tough to figure out when to buy, so I don't do Amazon. I'm a lazy trader, and I don't know how to explain it to you any better than that. I don't want to sit in front of my computer all day. I could, because I'm retired now, and I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. But I prefer not to sit in front of the computer. You're my bud. It'll be fine in the long run. QQQ. Dude, you know what? You, my bud, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't discourage people for what they want to do. You want to do the Qs? Hey, have at it. Enjoy yourself. But I don't like the Qs. The numbers are not very good. And I don't know why people don't look at the numbers. Okay, we got a bunch of questions over there. All right. Fitz wants to take a look at LG. All right, we're looking at FCX first. Okay, first thing, as always, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up. Okay, 63.26. The 63 is going for 139. But what's going on right here? Let's zoom in and see what's going on. Here's your last 30 days. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up. What happened today? A little bit of a pullback. So we're going to pass on this one because that's a little bit of a pullback, and I don't like pullbacks because it's going up. All of a sudden it stopped. Now it's going back down again. So no. Fitz, LG. Lack Lead Group Inc. has no options, so we're going to say no. Fitz, no options, no thank you. Mr. Snow Miser. I'm Mr. Snow Miser. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below. So IEP is Carl Icahns. Now, for those who like Carl Icahn, hey, good for you. However, it's February, March, June, September, January. No, I don't do monthlies, and you know that. Tony P. What's going on, Tony? Dog Face Pony Soldier. Greetings and salutations, good sir. Thank you. Tony P. wants to take a look at Vail. Isn't that somewhere in Colorado? No. Dude, I already said I don't do high of the year. That's a no. Get it? That's a no. All right. Sorry, Tony P. I don't do the high of the year. It doesn't work out. Game in Sounds. Okay, Hormel. HRL, Dividend King, if you did not know. Over 100 years old. It's going to be a no. All that for a no. Why? Take a look. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, down. So it's coming down right now. So no. Maybe next week. Let's write Hormel down for next week. Okay? Because let's zoom in for a second, give you a better idea. Okay? Take a look. Okay? Whoops. Up, down, down. So next week, she should turn around and go back up again. If you like Hormel. Now, I'm not saying you got to like the chili or the hot dogs or whatever they make, but do you like the company? Now, if you didn't know, Hormel is a dividend king. They're over 100 years old, and they have 5 decades of consistent profits. HRL for next week. Next. Amazon. Do I even want to look at Coney? Why should I? Why should I bother looking at Coney? All right. Ben. Yo. Eddie Tolentino. How are you? Ray Finkel. Finkel. That name sounds familiar. Finkel. Finkelstein. That was in the movies. Finkel. I'm trying to figure out what character played Finkel. Anyway. All right. Ben, TTD. What the hell is TTD? TTD. The Trade Desk. Okay. 2850. Okay. Well, take a look at the Trade Desk if you like it. Take a look. Okay, here's the high at 125. She drops to 40. Can you imagine owning at 125 and then a couple of weeks later it's down at 40? Not 140, 40. It goes from 125 to 40. That is a fat decrease. All right, so she jumps back up. Now we're at 28. But look at what we got. Okay? We bottomed out last week. Now she's turning around. So when you're investing in the stock market, you cannot possibly make more money than buying low and selling high. Well, look at where we are. Okay? 30 days ago, we're at 38. Last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Check it out. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is a pretty damn good support. Let's check out the numbers. Are you ready? Okay, last Wednesday, low 2604. Last Thursday, low 2601. Last Friday, low 2606. So pretty much this thing ain't going to 26. It's just staying above 26. And now it's bouncing up. Monday was higher and today was higher. This thing breaks tomorrow. I'm going to jump into this bad boy. TTD. All right. TTD for tomorrow if she opens up higher. So I want 3 days. We got 2. Okay, Monday and Tuesday. Got a triple bottom, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Monday and Tuesday is higher. So she dropped. It is the bottom of the year right there. Now we have 2 days going up. You cannot get any lower than the low of the year. And that was last week. If you like TTD. That's it. Do you like it or not? Okay, sit tight. We're going to get to these questions. Okay, let's pull up a chair and let's take a gander at some of these questions because we got quite a bit of them. All right, so what do we have? All right, JT Lewis, Upstart, UPST. Interesting. If you like this, of course. Okay, now I like dividend stocks, and I don't even know if this is one. All right, we'll take a look at the numbers. All right. Like anything in the food sector. Chad, sit tight. We'll get to that one. Hold on. All right, so the high, 95, the low, 30. That is a 60% drop. Okay, from 90 to 30, 60% drop. Then she shoots up to 90. Then she drops down to 35, back up, back down. This is what I want to look at right there. Okay, the top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. That's what we're looking for right there. What happened yesterday and today? Let's zoom in. Last 30 days. There we go. 30 days ago, 52. Thursday, 34. Friday was higher. Monday was higher. Today was higher. There it is right there. There's your bottom. 1, 2, 3. 3 days up. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And no, I didn't see this one. I can't see everything. Okay, we got like 300 people in our morning trading group. Got 300 people. But out of all of them, nobody saw that. It happens. We can't see everything. And is Upstart even on our list? I have no idea. Now, for the fun of it, let's go to finance. Does Upstart have UPST? Oh, let's find out. There are no dividends. That's why I not see, because it drops. What are you collecting? Nothing. That's why I only do dividend stocks increase, because when it's not an if, It's always a when. When stocks go down, what are you going to do? Well, if they're good paying dividend stocks, if the stock goes down, the dividend still goes higher. Hold on a second. Someone wants to take a look at Coney. I don't know why. The thing's only 2-3 years old. CONY. Okay. Coney is only about 3 years old. Okay. Okay. Stoned. Look, pay attention for a second. Okay. The very first dividend was $12. That's a nice $12. Second was 10. It's a $2 drop, which was that 15% maybe? 15% drop. Then it doubles, goes up to 24. Then it goes to 26. Well, that looks nice, but that was 3 years ago. Okay? Follow along if you will. You ready, Stoned? 12, 10, 24, 26, 10, 16. Do you know numbers smaller? 27, 22, 16, 15, 10, 10, 11, 20. Okay, hold on. Okay, 20, 13, 8, 10, 5, 4, 6, 7, 5, 7, 3. It was at $20, $27. Now we're at 3. 3. Hold on. It gets worse. Watch. 7, 5, 7, 3, 4, 3, 93 cents. Not $27. It went from $27 to 93 cents. And you think it's good? Hold on. It gets worse. 93, 135, 89, 83, 64. Remember, the high dividend was $20. Look what we're at now. 20. It went from $28. $28 was the high. Now it's at 28 cents. And you think it's good? It's a 3-year-old company. The dividends went from 12 to 28. Now they're at 28 cents. No. 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 Okay, trademark plumber. I love Altria. I do. Let's look. Altria, M-O. This week, it's happened. I'm going to zoom in really quick and show you exactly why no this week. Here we go. 30 days ago was the bottom. Shoots up. Now it's time to come down. So no. If you like Altria, give it a couple of weeks. Your bottom's here at 54. Shoots up to 66. Now it's coming back down again. Wait for the profit taking to be done and over with. Okay, Prevere. We already talked about Amazon. No dividends. No thank you. Austin, how you doing? Julio. Money Mark, what's going on? CBAO, what's happening? Running Gold, what's going on? Double G. Disgruntled Cook, back again. Nice to see you. I remember you from a couple of months ago. You've been away for a while. Okay. Money Mark, what was the last stock? I don't know. Okay, it's written down. See, the interesting thing about getting to my point in life, I don't have to remember things because I don't work anymore. The only thing I need to remember is my grandson's birthday, my kids' birthdays, important stuff. D-Dog, what's going on? Jeff Diaz, what's up with the weekly options? Do you recommend? Unfortunately, Jeff, I don't make any recommendations. The only recommendation I make is do your own research. Make sure you follow. Now, I have 5 simple rules, Jeff. Number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term. Long term might be, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 3 years, 5 years, 20 years. It's different. Me, long term is 30 days. That's long term for me. Okay? 3MN, 3 dogs. Okay. CSCO. Isn't that Cisco? CSCO. Cisco. No. Weren't you paying attention? I don't buy at the high. Uh-oh. Z wants me to explain PE ratio. Now, I'd explain the PE ratio if it had anything to do with what we're doing, which it doesn't. Okay, Z, the trading strategy that I'm showing you, that I'm giving to you for free. I'm not going to ask for money at the end. I'm not going to say, hey, is it okay if I pitch you some of my products? I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. I'm just here for education and entertainment. That's it. PE ratio has got nothing to do with what we're doing. Okay? What I'm talking about specifically are companies that are consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. I'm going to grab a seat so I can answer some of these questions. Alrighty. So hopefully that makes sense. Mark, how you doing? Samuel, how are you doing? Trader Mark, we already looked at Altria. Baby Bear Victoria. Tori Duke, how are you? C-Star, what's going on? Jeff Diaz, can I do covered calls with AMD Advanced Micro Devices? Sure you can. But Jeff, did you at least look at the numbers for AMD? Have you at least looked at what's going on behind the scenes? Because the numbers can be enlightening. Bruce Wilson, how are you? Stephen Minister, what's going on? Head Dogfish. DC Don, what's going on? Jeff Diaz, yeah, buddy, you can do it with AMD. Thank you, Nicole. Richie Hernandez, thank you. Pursue your happiness. Uh-oh, somebody came up with SoFi. My assumption, who came up with SoFi, was my mind. Sure, company is profitable. Okay, that means more. But look at SoFi. Dividends. Okay, so the reason why I have dividend stock, I do because they're predictable. This thing over and over again. Think about it. 365 days, 12 months, 4 quarters, okay, each 13 weeks. So week 1 looks the exact same as week 1 of the second quarter. And coincidentally, it looks the exact same as week number 1 of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. It's repetitive. They do the same things over and over and over again. So if a dividend stock is going to do the same thing over and over and over again, and it's consistently profitable for at least 2 decades, that means 20 years consistently increasing their profits year after year after year. Why aren't they on your list? Probably because they're not a shiny new object, because they're boring as hell and they don't move very much. That's probably why. Okay, most of you guys are asking me about stuff. I lost 100 in triple Qs today. Oh, Larissa, I'm sorry about that. But, see, I can't pick on you, Larissa, because you're new here. But you really should have looked at the numbers on Qs. Are they consistently profitable? No, the Qs are not consistently profitable. They go up and they go down. As a matter of fact, let's do this for a second. Because you're not the first, you're like the 4th or 5th person who asked about the Qs. Okay. For some strange reason, some of you people think so real numbers. Okay, we'll work this out. Hold on. And anyone else who likes the Qs, it's $611. $611 per share. Now, we looked at the dividends and we are profitable. Look, 39, 41, 43, that's backwards, 52, 51, that's backwards, 65, that's backwards. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. That's not the number I want to show you, though, Larissa. That's just the dividends. That's profits. They go up, they go down. It's not consistently profitable. That's one. Hold on a second. I'll look at the summary. Okay? Summary right here. And I'm going to show you what the yield is and some of the numbers. Here we go. Wow. Here, driving all night, my hands went on the wheel. Got a voice in my head that drives my heel. Like my baby. Okay, anyway. All right. So, you ready to check this out? This Investo Q, blah, 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 blah. This is a number. Ready? First, check out this number right there. Okay? Did you look at this number before you bought the Qs? The yield is 0.45. It's not even 0.5%, and that's for the whole year. Larissa, 0.45, not even 0.5% for the year. Why would you buy something that has point? It boggles my mind. The year-to-date daily total return, 0, 0, 0. Why? Anyway, I can't give you too much of a hard time, Larissa, because you're new here, and I don't want to scare you away. But what I'm looking for specifically, Larissa, are companies that are consistently profitable. That means every single year, the profits or the dividends, because dividend portion of the profits, higher and higher and higher and higher. If you look at the numbers, the Q would be an automatically no. But that's just my opinion. Okay? If you like the Qs, more power to you. It just doesn't work for me. I like simplicity. I like profitability. I like safety. There's a few other I like. Hold on. All right. Let's get comfortable into some of these questions. PHM, isn't that Pulte Group? John Bohe, how are you today? PHM, I think it's Pulte Group. It is Pulte Group. Not one I look at a lot. Pulte Group. Here's the reason, John. So it's at the high of the 30-day period. Okay, 30-day high, a 30-day low, 30 days ago. Okay, went from 132 down to 123, up to 38. Yeah, not time to buy. It's time to sell, brother. Think about it. It dropped, 30-day bottom, shot up. Well, what do you think? Look at the numbers. The bottom is here, 123. It jumps up to 138. 123 to 138 is $15. $15 on a $124 stock. Was that 12% maybe? A 12% increase. Ask yourself the question and be honest with yourself. If you bought something and it jumped up 12% in 3 weeks, would you sell it and take the profits? Well, guess what? You're not the only dancer on the dance floor. As a matter of fact, 1.3 million shares traded today. 1.3. Now, are you buying 1.3 million shares? Are you moving the market? Probably not. Me, maybe 1,000, 2,000 shares. That's it. Definitely not going to move a $1.3 million shares. So, no, the Pulte Group. All righty. What else do we have? Okay, John, MC26. Nathan, Microsoft, MSFT. Microsoft is one of those dividend stocks that consistently increases for more than a quarter of a century. That's 25 years or more. If you like Microsoft, well, check it out. Great opportunity. Here's the high and the low. Check this out. Back in the beginning of November was the high at 560. Then she dropped $160 to here, 400. Now she's jumping up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 days to the upside right there. If you like Microsoft. Well, let's check it out. Microsoft at 413. 413. We don't have a 413, but we do have a 412. We have a 415. Let's do the 415. There it is right there. One contract. Now, this is going to hurt a little bit because it's a $400 stock. So imagine that. A $400 stock. What do you think 100 shares are going to go for? Well, here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. By one covered call, Microsoft, 13 February. That's this coming Friday. The 415 call option. The current price is $415.29. So the stock is just going to stay where it is or go up, one or the other. All right. 401, 41,000. That's going to be a tough one. Is that even 1%? Let's find out. 401, we're going to divide it by the investment, $41,099. 0.97. Who came up with Microsoft? So you really have to ask yourself the question. It's not giving you 1%. It's giving you 0.97. I'm going to say no because 0.97, there's too many other companies that'll give more than that. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? Battleoy, hi, how you doing? How is ISRA? I have no idea what ISRA is, so let's take a gander at it. Okay. ISRA. Vanek Israel ETF. Why the hell are we looking at that? Hell no. I don't know who came up with that one. Bottle A, no. ISRG. ISRG. Intuitive Surgical. Interesting. $4.95. Okay, let's check this out. Are you ready? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Nice little movement right there. Let's zoom in a little closer to see if it makes sense. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Okay, we're at 590. We dropped to 470. Now, 590 to 470, that's a $120 drop. Well, yeah. Wednesday was the bottom. Thursday higher, Friday higher, Monday higher, today higher. It's definitely bouncing off that bottom. Okay? Now, 495 is going for 560. All right, so let's check this one out. Let's get rid of this. Covered call. The 495 right there. One contract right there. And here we go. Let's check this out. By one covered call, ISRG, 13 February. That's this coming Friday. The 495 call option. 595 is the profit. 48.9 is the investment. So what kind of rate of return is that? It sounds like more than 1%. Let's take a look. 595 divided by the investment, 48,905 comes a grand total of 1.2. Battleoy, 1.2. I'll save it, 1.2. I have no idea who the company is, not as if I've ever invested in them before. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. No idea what that means, but okay. Intuitive Surgical. There it is. ISRG, 13 February. 495 call option. 595 is the profit. 48, let's call it 49,000 is the investment. Think about it. Anytime you make an investment, to get a rate of return, you have to have some skin in the game. You got to buy something and then you got to sell something. That gives you your rate of return. Now, how are you investing? Most people, before they come here, they buy something and they wait for it to go up. And they don't really know where their selling point is. Because people will buy something and they'll just watch it go up, and then they'll watch it go down, and then they'll watch it go up. Well, here is the strategy. I buy it before the EX date. I capture just 1% using a simple strategy called the covered call. I know what my profit's going to be before I even do it. That's why it makes sense to me. Because I'm not going to buy something and wait for it to go up, because you have no idea how long it's going to take. I know what my profit's going to be before I even do the trade. And most of my trades are 5 days. I jump in on a Monday and I like to be out by Friday. And on Friday, I'll take a look at it and I'll decide, is it worth it to hold on for one more week? What's the cheapest of those 300? It's probably like $2.50 is the cheapest one that I know of. Yeah, SOXL. I think that's like low. That's below $2. You, my bud. Yeah, SOXL is below $2. That much I do know, because I actually have some of that, and I did buy some. I think I was going to buy some more this morning. I'm not quite sure if I did or not. But besides the point. All right. We're going to save this one, 1.2. Not that I like 1.2, but it is what it is. 1.2. Okay, what do we have next? What stock was that? That was ISRG. Is investing in ammo good? Well, it depends on how you look at it, I suppose. Mr. Cool, how are you doing? Aaron, which date? My assumption, we're looking at this week, which would be the 13th of February. NChem. JYD, what do you think about it? I never heard of JYD. So I can honestly say I don't think about it. I have no idea what JYD is. So let's find out. JYD. Jayud Global Logistics. Hell no. How you got for an answer? Hell no. John Bahay, thank you. Zia, what's going on? You, my bud, SOXL. SOXL. Interesting. Take a look at the numbers. Now, SOXL, I don't know if it has any dividends, but here's the top, here's the bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. 63 is going for 275. That's close to 4%. If and only if you like SOXL. Okay? So let's look at the last 30 days. What do you think? What does that chart look like? Look, 30 days ago, she jumps up, 30-day high. Okay, now she drops last week for the bottom. Now she's going back up again. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I can be the bearer of good news too. Depends on which side you're on. How are you looking at it? Stocks have a tendency to do the same thing. When they're low, 48 bucks, people buy. Okay, they buy and then the stock goes up. Well, they went from 48 to 72. Well, that's a big jump. 48 to 72 is $24. Did I say that right? 48 to 72 is $24. That is a 50% increase. Well, yeah, that's going to be profit taking. Okay, profit taking. Now we're back down at 50. And we jumped up to 65. 50 to 65 is $15. That's a 30% increase. Okay, 50% increase, profit taking. 15, so 50%, big drop, up 15. Can it keep going up? Yeah, it can. The 63 is going for 246. Okay, let's find out. 63.50, one contract. This is what it looks like. You ready? One covered call, SOXL, 13 February, that's this coming Friday, the 63.50. The current stock price is 64.06. So I'm selling it for less than I paid for it. But I'm still walking away with 226 on a $6,000 investment. Well, what kind of rate of return is that? Okay, profit 226. We're going to divide it by the investment, 6,124. Comes to a grand total of 3.6 for 1 week. Well, hell yeah. 3.6 for 1 week. Give me a second. It's going to pop up. Probably right around here somewhere. There it is. And there she is, right there. SOXL, 13 February, 63.50. The current price, 64. Okay. Profit 226, 6,100 is the investment. That comes to 3.6%. If you're okay with this company. 3.6. We got one more to go. Just one. Who's got it? Who's got it? Let's answer some questions first, because we got a lot of questions here. Okay. Ryan, no dividend. Ooh, didn't see that one coming. Do you do any leverage stocks like UNHG? No. Okay, you got to remember, Ben, okay? I'm 62. I don't have the luxury of being wrong. So being leveraged with those, yeah, if it goes the wrong way, I have to go get a job and earn more money. No, thank you. Best ox to wheel strategy. Okay, Rams, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. Dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, and anything on old Warren's list. Okay, you, my bud, it'll be fine long run with the Qs. I'm going to disagree with you, buddy, okay? Because the numbers for the Qs, we looked at a little while ago, 0.48. That's less than 0.5%. No. Hey, Alex is in the house. MC, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you there, MC. I need consistent cash flow. Yay, Faber. Way to go. All right, we already looked at ISRG. We already looked at that one. Butterfly, what was your strike on Intel you just did? That's a good question. I don't remember. That's why everything's recorded. So the screen you see behind me is being recorded at this moment. So as soon as we're done, you can go back to Yahoo Finance, not to Yahoo Finance, to Yahoo, and look and rewatch the video. Okay, Michael Banks, where do you see Hood going tomorrow? So Michael, I'm not 100% sure because Hood's not on my list. And the reason Hood's not on my list is not consistently profitable, and I don't even think they have dividends. Okay, but let's take a look. HOD, Hood. I have no clue whatsoever, but take a look at this. All right. Big drop. Here's the bottom. 2 days up. Now it's going back down again. So it's not quite finished going down. That's just the way it looks. That doesn't mean that's what it's going to do. It's just the way that it looks. Ashton, doesn't every dividend have some pullback eventually? Absolutely. Stocks, Ashton, stocks have a tendency to go up just before the dividend, and they have a tendency to go down after they pay the dividend. They're predictable. That's why I like them. I didn't say I was looking to capture the dividend. I just said dividends for weekly cash flow. I use the dividend to tell me when to buy the stocks. Okay, dog face, pony show, soldier. Yosef, BA, that's Boeing. No, Boeing is just starting to pull back. Okay, Yosef, check this out. Boeing, 30 days ago, she went up, 30-day high. She dropped, 30-day bottom. She shot up, and today looks like it could be the beginning of pullback. Because stocks go up from here, 230 to 248. That's $18. That's not even 10%. But what's going on right there? Today was a down day. Why? Ask yourself a question. Okay? All right, let's do some more questions. Doesn't every dividend stock have some? Yeah, we did it. JEPQ, Dutton. That's an interesting name, Dutton. Dutton, JEPQ is not a consistently profitable company, and I personally don't know why. So let's under JEPQ. Now, you're new, so I really can't give you a hard time. Let me show you. Okay. I'm going to look at and I want to look at all the dividends JPQ has had. All of them. Oh, yeah, 4 years. Okay, Dutton. All right, you ready for this, Dutton? Here we go. Now, Dutton, I want 2 decades. I don't understand what 2 decades is. It's 10, 20. 2 decades is 20 years. JPQ has 4. That's it. 4 years. That's it. So let's check this out. You ready? So back to the beginning. June 1st, 2022. Let's check out the numbers. Are you ready? 37. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Not looking too good, is it? Let's keep going. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm going to say no. Okay, we didn't even do, no, it thing's 3 years old. That's it. No. What company is this? JEPQ. Not something I'd buy, not even with your money. All right, what else do we got? Laces out, Finkel. That's where that name was. Finkel, he was the kicker for the Miami Dolphins. He missed the Super Bowl. He missed the kick that could have won the game. It was in the Pet Detective, Finkel. Okay, I knew it was there somewhere. All right, so let's take a look down here. What's going on down here? Happy to be here. ACN, Matthew. ACN. Why do you want to take ACN, Matthew? ACN. Ooh, interesting. However, okay, Matthew, check it out. ACN bottomed out yesterday. Yesterday was the bottom for ACN. So today is just 1 day to the upside. I like 2 days on the upside, and then on the 3rd day, I'll jump in. So we got a couple more days if you really like ACN. Okay, so Papa says no sell, buy and average down over and over again. Okay, so Papa, I got a minor problem with that. Where am I getting my income from? Conveniently, you're forgetting that I need cash flow to pay my bills. Okay, so consistently buying and never selling doesn't work for me. Okay, 6ROC. Coin. Isn't that Coinbase? They don't even have dividends. They're not even old enough. Yeah, they have no dividends. Okay, Michael Banks, we were looking at Hood earlier. Prediction for a nap for, yeah, I don't do, Harcum. I don't do what, give me a second. Forex. I don't do Forex. Sorry. Rooster, TTD is not consistent profit if it drops. Exactly. That far down. I'm going to hear you. Okay. Rooster, you got to take a look at not the stock price. Okay. The stock price doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of doing with the profits of the company. You got to remember that the stock price is the public's perception of the value of the company. The value of the company comes in with their market share, their revenue, the consistency of profits. There's a lot of things that go into the value of the company, and the stock price has nothing to do with it. How to join the morning call. Hey, VJ, I promise I don't try to sell anything. But if you want to DM me your number, I'll give you a buzz. Okay, so you're here on the 10-Minute Trader website. I mean, the 10-Minute Trader TikTok. So the top left-hand corner, just go in there, go to the website, book a call, or just send me your number and I'll give you a buzz. Enza, how are you today? All right. Dogface, are you supposed to have multiple feeds on TikTok? I don't know, but I do have two. I only have two, Dogface. Okay, the 10-Minute Trader and Dividend Stock Talk. Every video you hear me saying, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. JLib, CCHH, what the heck is that? Anybody know what CCHH is? CCHH. Hell no. Double hell no. This old crack house. That's funny. Damus. Danny Mouse? Okay, Danny Mouse. What time frame do you normally look at on the stock chart for the trends? Okay, Danny Mouse. I'm looking at the 1-year chart. I'm looking at the 90-day chart. Then I'm looking at the 30-day chart. And JLib, I already said no to CCHH. No, because I don't buy anything that's less than $1. It's got to have 2 decades of profits. And if the stock is $1, there's no way it has 20 years of profits. None. Zip, zilch, zero. I'm buying Solana and collecting 4.25%. Yeah, Papa, that's probably for the year. You don't get 4.25 on a weekly basis from Coinbase, from Solana. I have Solana myself, and it's not giving me that. Let's keep going. Rule number 6, never crush Advan and snort it. All right, Papa, thank you for that one. Up, down, you should have fixed that one, brother. Okay. Hello, what do you think about shorting Caterpillar right now? It's had a 100% run in the last year, and the PE is 40. I don't ever tell people what to do. Okay, if you think that's a wise choice, that's a choice for you. I have a very simple strategy, and Caterpillar is on my list of stocks to buy, but I don't buy anything at the high. I don't. How high is it going to go? I don't know. Okay, could it go higher? Yeah, it could. Would I do what you're asking? Hell no. And yeah, I realize it made 100% return in 1 year. That's not that amazing. There are other companies that made 200, 300, 400% in 1 year. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. We got 15 minutes left. Oh, my. Ron, can you check Greenbridge Metals from Canada? Okay, if it's not being traded on the U.S. market, then no, I can't check it. Number two, I got to give me the ticker symbol because I've never heard of that company before. Mercy, what's happening? I hear you just fine. Welcome, welcome. K-View or Kenview. Dividend date is coming. I have 600 shares covered call. Kenview. Is that K-View? Kenview? KVU. Kenview. Yeah. Okay. So run and cook. I can't really give you any advice what to do with your 600 shares, but here's the thing. Okay, K-View, that's a high 25 back in May. We bottomed out. We got a double bottom at around 14 in October to November. She shoots up, pulls back. Now it's a very slow incline to where we're going now, but it is going up. We're at 1832 now, and it looks like it's going to keep going. But how far is it going to go before you decide, hold on, let's look at the last 30 days. Now, the last 30 days tells me, oh, hell no. Here's the reasoning. You ready? 30 days ago, we're at 16. Now, we're at 18. Now, granted, that's only $2. It's not a lot. Live visibility restricted. I don't know why they keep restricting my live. It's like I've been doing it for 3 years. And I've been saying the same things over and over and over again. So why do they keep... I don't know. I don't care. So anyway, run and cook. You ready for this? It's not a profit until you take it. Hopefully that helps you out. I mean, because it has a nice run. And it is a nice run. Now, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But it's not a profit until you take it. That's number one. Number two, nobody ever went broke taking profits. It could keep going up. It could turn around and drop because it had a nice run. And then after a nice run, there's usually some pullback. But you're in charge of what you decide to do. It's your choice and only your choice. Does it make sense? And right now, it's at 1832. Okay? And look at what the market maker is offering. Okay? Before you even think of doing covered calls, take a look at this. Okay? It's currently at 1832. The 18 is paying 22, but you're losing 13 cents right off the top. So you're only walking away with, what, 9 cents for the 18? That's a 0.5%. Hell no. Look at the 1850. It's going for 5 cents, which is about 0.3. That's horrible. Then take a look at 2 strikes out of the money. 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't do stocks that have a bunch of zeros on them. Because when, it's not an if, it's a when it goes down, you can't do covered calls because it's offering you no money for the rate of returns. Money mark, VXUS. What the hell is that? VXUS. Vanguard Total International State ETF. Hell no. 2 reasons. I don't do monthlies. Remember rule 4, weekly options only. And it's at the high of the year. No. Ben, what's going on? Nicholas Stoltz. I'm pretty sure you've been here before. That Stoltz name sticks out. PLTR, dude, you haven't even looked at the numbers. I can tell you haven't looked at the numbers because if you looked at the numbers, you wouldn't be asking me to take a look at them. No. Ricky, thank you for that. Lisa, good afternoon. Fernando Vel, take a look at ENPH, please. He did say please. So ENPH. Enphase Energy. I got a minor problem with Enphase Energy. Let me explain why, all right? Fernando, see if this makes sense to you. Okay, I'm just going to look at the last 30 days. Okay? Here we go. The high was last week. The low was 3 weeks ago. She went sideways, up, down, big gap up. Now it's going sideways. Got a minor problem. This right here is what's called a gap. That's when there's a big space between one day and the next. And they kind of like missed it, see? Empty. They call that a gap. and gaps have a tendency to fill. Do you know what that means? That means this baby's going to come down and fill up that empty space. Unless, of course, it's changing from 34 to 40. That's the trading range, 34 to 40. And now it might be moving 48 to 52, a new trading range. It could be possible, but do you really want to take that risk? Think about it. There's 10,000, we checked yesterday, 10,899 different companies. Why this one? It doesn't look very good. Okay, sideways, big jump up, sideways again. You got that big opportunity right there for it to drop and fill that gap, because gaps have a tendency to fill. Mustache classes, or mustache glasses. I don't mean to be combative, but why invest in crypto when I can invest in art or even gold? We're not talking about crypto mustache glasses, okay? Okay, you do not hear me saying anything about crypto other than the fact that I don't trade crypto here. Okay? I doesn't invest in crypto. Thank you. Oh, walked in at the wrong time then. Yep, not a problem. It's main goal. Thank you for that. Yep, I'm still here. I don't think I should be, though. I have nothing to add that's productive. That's actually a nice thing to say. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, you could learn something. Think about it. Because what we're looking at is simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Yes, 1% a week is over 50% return for a year. And we're only looking at 10 minutes a day. That's it. I don't want to be sitting in front of my computer all day. I don't. I want to get in. I want to get out. I want to make my 1% every week, and I want to go on with my life. Okay, money is only a very small portion of my life. Okay, I have a bunch of activities. I got family. I got contributions. I got a lot of things I got going on in my life. So money is not one of them. I want to get in, make my 1%, get out, and move on. Because 1% a week is perfectly fine for me. I'm not greedy. That part of my life is done and gone. I believe in sharing the profits. See myself out. Thank you. You're welcome. Greenwood, hello. How do you check stock? USAR. USAR. Interesting. However, look at the chart for the last 30 days. No real rhyme or reason. Okay, she shot up, pulled back. Now we're just going sideways. No idea where it's going next. Next, IREN. Can I check IREN? Why do I want to check IREN? IREN. Okay, there we go. Lovely. Now let's go take a look. Even pull. The website right at your fingertips. That way, if you see something, time period, are you looking at it? Think about it. The website, the channel that you're on is called Dividend Stock. The keyword being dividend. IREN doesn't have it. What are we looking at? Tell me, what do you think about opening? I have no idea what that means. Be easy. The margin boys gone be calling beyond. Thank you, Be Easy. I have no idea what that means. Is he or is just kind of confusing? Angela, most people trading will blow up your account. Blow up is a good thing or blow up is a bad thing. Okay, because the terminology now, and it can be taken either direction. It blew up, it's huge. wonderful. It's great. Oh, it blew up, big huge hole in the bottom. Yeah. What is it, good or is it bad? No way, man. KHC. Ooh, Dividend King. Gotta like that one. Let's check it out. Now, just to let you know, KHC is Kraft Heinz. You know, Kraft ketchup, Heinz ketchup, 57 sauce, you know, that kind of stuff. Thousand Islands. Yeah. All right. KHC. I'm going to say no to KHC only because it's at the high of the 30-day period. Who came up with this one? No way, man. Check this out. The high, the low. Look at 30 days ago, we're at 24. We dropped to 22. We shot up to 25. Okay, from 22 to 25 is over $3. $3 on a $23 stock is over 10%. It already made the move, so you basically missed it. It was there 2 weeks ago. Okay, 2 weeks ago where she bottomed out, 2 days up, right there's where you should have jumped in and then taken that ride. That's my idea. You know, look for a 30-day bottom after a 30-day top, 2 days up, on the third day jump in. That's what I like to do. All right, we got 3 minutes left. See if we can get some of these questions done. Jeff Diaz, how you doing? Jared Farley, how are you today? Tom, how's it going? DB, Apple. Okay, DB, we'll take a look at Apple tomorrow. Rock Jersey, hey James, how can you hold if the stock goes down if your options expire? Okay, Rock, let me explain something to you if you don't mind. All right. Hypothetically speaking, you gotta find out what you want to do. Number one, what did you buy it for? Number two, what did you sell against it? Number three, where's it at now? Number four, where does it look like it's going? And number five, what should you do next? So this one right here, KHC. If I buy it today at $24.90, I would sell the 25 call. If the stock drops, that 25 calls are going to expire worthless. Then I just still own the stock, but I still keep that profit and I still keep the stock if the stock drops. If the stock goes up, whoever bought that option is probably going to take the stock away from me. I walk away with my profit. It's simple. Stock goes up, someone takes it away from me, I take the profit. If the stock goes down, I still take the profit and I still hold on to the stock and the option expires worthless. Make sense? Let's keep on going. You look like Mark Cuban. I'm not quite sure if that's an insult or a compliment. Riley, how you doing? Reliance, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Riley, HPQ 1% at the $20 strike. Nice. Reggie can trade. How you doing, Reggie? Kevin Banks, what's going on? Run and Cook, thank you so much. Today I learned from you, it's not a profit until you take it. Okay, listen closely. You're right, it's not a profit till you take it, and nobody got broke taking profits. Here's the flip side. You ready? If you buy a stock and it drops, it's not a loss until you take it. Okay, take a look at KHC. Right now it's at $24.90. If it dropped down to $12, would you keep it or would you sell it and take a loss? Because if you bought it at $24.90 and dropped down to $12, you didn't lose anything. Because more than likely it's going to retrace and go back up eventually. It's been around for over 100 years. So remember rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Because here's the thing. If I buy 1,000 shares at $24.90 and it drops down to 12, I still own 1,000 shares, which gives me 10 contracts to trade. So whether or not I'm in the money, at the money, or out of money is really irrelevant. Is the stock higher than when I paid for it, or is it lower than when I paid for it? I still have 10 contracts. And the contract you can sell at the money, in the money, or out of the money and create weekly cash flow. So it's not a profit until you take it. It's also not a loss until you agree to take it. Just because a stock drops doesn't mean you're losing money. Only thing it means is the stock went down. That's all it means. Until you sell for less than what you paid for it. That is a loss. When you sell for less than what you paid. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. That means if I buy it at $24.90 and drops down to $2, rule 2, never sell at a loss. It could drop to $2 and I wouldn't sell it. Do you know why? KHC is over 100 years old. They have increased their profits for 5 decades or more. 5 decades. 100 years old. You know what that means? They've seen World War I. They've seen World War II, Korea, Vietnam. They've seen all the crashes that we've had. The Great Depression, the market crash in 2029, 1987, 2000, 2008, 2021, 2024. We're having another one coming. Yet the company is still profitable. And they still increase their profits every single year. It's not a profit till you take it. It's not a loss till you take it. Never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Never sell at a loss. Rule 3. I love Rule 3. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. And KHC is consistently profitable. All right, what else do we got? It's past 11. I'm done. I'm just going to answer some of these questions. DL Brown, I need a one-on-one app coach to teach me. Dude, DM me your number. You're here on YouTube. Okay, go to the bio. There's my email right there. DM me your number. I will personally give you a call. Now, for the rest of you listening, listen closely. If you're here, more than likely you will get a text, an email, Snapchat, Telegram, or some communication from me. No, you won't, because I don't do that. You want to have a conversation, drop your number, I will personally call you. Me, personally, will call you. Okay? If you think you're talking to me via email, text, whatever, you think you're special, no, you're being scammed. I don't do that. Okay? That being said, let's keep on going. ANXMXC. The fact channels like these are overshadowed by modern ahem entertainment is a downer. Whether you have something or nothing to have its valuable information. Why, thank you there, sir. Okay, got it. DVO. Oh, NVO. Does NVO fit your requirements? No, but I actually do have some because I do invest for other people and some people want me to buy NVO, so I do have some. Yo, flip your corner. It's camera. It's mirrored. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Okay, MV Sleeper. You want to let me know how to flip the camera? I'll be glad to do it. I have 1,600 videos on YouTube. And you got to be number 623 that's told me that the camera is mirrored. And I'm going to agree with you. Yet out of those 623, not a single person's been able to tell me how to mirror the camera. Think about it. Roger, you like that? Jared, how you doing? Jeff, Ray, Aaron, what is it? 4.1% that you have. Can you go over all of these screenshots again, please? Manolo, you like that? All right. All right. What do you think of Intuit? Well, ask me tomorrow because we're past 11 o'clock. I've been here for hours. Please talk about CRWB, Miss Devonta. Let's do that tomorrow. What is it about? Shivendut. Okay, what is it about? We're investing in dividend stocks for a 1% return on our investment. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose if you do it right. Now, 1% a week, if you didn't know, that's over 50% per year. That's what we're doing here. Jeff Diaz, LPG, tomorrow. Is this video recorded? Stocks 2020. If you ask in 20 or 30 minutes after I signed out, yeah, it's recorded. Right now, it's recording. There's a difference. Recording, which it's live right now, And in 20 minutes when I'm done, it will be recorded. That's that. Recording, recorded. All right. Do you use fractional software? How good is it? No, I don't do fractional software. Sorry. Chad, what software are you using for the charts on the screen? Chad, that is Think or Swim. It's not software. It's actually a trading platform. Can I sell covered calls if I buy a call option but not the stock? TWAF. It's not called a covered call. That is called a calendar spread. Means you can buy one call further out, like December or January of next year, and then you can sell this week's and next week's call options against it. It's called a calendar spread, also known as a poor man's covered call. However, they're both going to expire. So there are good points and there are bad points about it. The rates of return are a lot better, but the risk is higher. So higher risk, higher reward. And if you miss one, you got to make up with 2 winners. So for every loser you have, you got to get 2 winners. So I don't do them anymore because I just don't have very good success with them. I'm being honest. The covered call's great, easy, simple. The poor man's covered call, nope, I got bit in the butt 3 times this year. And I'm still trying to get out of 2 of them. All right, let's keep going. Money Mark, thank you, you're welcome. Jeff Diaz, tomorrow night. Running Gold, DHR, tomorrow night. I like this channel. Thank you, Money Mark. Tom, I've been watching for over an hour. Thank you for the information. Well, dude, you're new here. Okay? But think about it this way, Tom. You're new here. There's some guys that come here day after day after day after day. I feel bad for them because if I'm the highlight of their day, I feel bad. All right. Lucian, good stock when we invade Iran. Terribly sorry, dude. That's not something I want to get into. Okay, number one, it can't be. I'm just going to say no because it just sounds bad all around. Yolex, Yolex. Okay. I'll write that number down and I'll call you tomorrow, unless you want me to call you tonight. I'm writing it down and I'm a slow writer, so give me a break. Okay, so Yolex, I'm going to give you a buzz in a couple of seconds, okay? Sweet Den, woohoo! Thank you, Sweet Den. That's very nice of you. John Bohe, thank you for that. Old Cracker House tomorrow. Enza, thank you for that, Enza. Yep, you got it. All right. Utilico, all righty. Enza, no, Chad. Could be an opportunity for PTSD, more lows than highs. Okay. John, ISRG is the robotic surgery company. Okay. Rooster, welcome to my former life. New strategies. Okay. Enza, got it. Guess it would be considered a spread. Yeah, it's called a calendar spread. Rooster, so you can buy in and qualify for the 2-week dividends up to the day before. How close to get in? I like going 2 weeks prior to the EX date and on a Monday. Mendes, does it matter that it's leverage and ETF? Yes. Leverage means if it goes up $1, you make $2. Or if it's a 3X, if it goes up $1, you make 3. But it's also leverage in the opposite direction. So if it's a 2X leverage, if it goes down $1, you lose $2. If it goes down $3, you lose $3. And then if you're on margin, guess what? It goes down $1, you lose twice as much. Why NVIDIA never passed 190? Don't know, don't care, Christian. Okay, Christian, do yourself a favor before you jump into NVIDIA. Look at the numbers. It's $190 and it pays a 1 penny dividend. The yield is 0.04. 0.04 for the year. Yeah, no thank you. The numbers are horrible. Okay, got it. Now I ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. There you go. John, James, have you ever sold puts? Yep. Collect the premiums. Yeah, I do. It's called cash secured puts. But John, I'm only giving away one trading strategy. I give it away for free. I don't ask for anything in return. So this is the only one I talk about. That's it. Time to delete. Back again. How are you? Hey, James, how about Ford? Is it at the high of the year? They paid a dividend this week. We looked at Ford just the other day, and it was, and I think did I buy some Ford? I don't remember. And they had earnings miss yesterday, but the stock didn't drop. It doesn't always. I don't understand why it didn't take a nosedive yesterday. Okay, so here's the thing. Time to delete. I have many a times seen positive earnings where the stock drops. And then the other side, I've seen negative earnings where the stock goes up. So earnings doesn't really equate to anything. Rick Morales, WFC, isn't that Wells Fargo? We'll take a look at that tomorrow because we're past 11. Should I pull profit up 200%? Okay, Rick, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. Number one, it's not a profit until you take it. And if you don't take your profit, don't be surprised if the market maker takes it away from you, or if the stock pulls back and you lose it all. Thanks for you pick up more nuggets today. Will, already. Thanks for the reply. You're welcome. Kevin, Harley Davidson. Now, I do have some Harley Davidson, but we'll take a better look at it tomorrow, if that's okay. Oscar's house. Thank you for the roses there, Oscar. All right, so down here, what do you guys have? Please talk about CRWV. CRWV. CoreWeave. Wait a minute. Wait. I don't think CoreWeave's 20 years old. CRWV. No, but it came up one. Selected. Why would you suggest a stock that doesn't have dividends on a dividend investing channel? Channel and investing for cash flow. CRWV doesn't have dividends, so done. Investing week cash flow, simple, safe, consistent percent per week. That's 50% per year. That's what it's about. Kevin Banks. Good night. Sleep tight. Bitcoin, 34,000 to 43,000. Incoming. All markets will reset in 40 days. Whales wiping out and moving in. Face outer space. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. That BTC has no dividend. I have no 6,000. Wasn't this thing at 100,000 a while ago? Think about it. It's at 68,000 now, and a couple of weeks ago it was over 100,000. And you think that's good? From 100,000 to 6? No. I don't do Bitcoin. Tesla 199. Okay, Tesla doesn't have any dividends. Sorry. I was wondering if you think the drop in silver a way to scare investors like a bluff. Absolutely. Okay, so the drop in silver is just a manipulation to get the to get the money from the poor people, the people who don't understand what's going on. Not saying that I understand what's going on, but I do know. Okay, silver is a industrial metal, which means it has industrial uses to it. And if you take a look at the demand for the raw silver, the actual bullion, okay, there's not enough silver to go around for all the electronics, all the solar panels, all the refrigerators, anything that takes silver. There's not enough physical silver to go around. So yeah, the price is going to shoot up somewhere around 350, somewhere in that area, after all the smoke clears and after they get rid of all the tire kickers. But, hey, it is what it is. There's just not enough silver to go around. Oscar, is the calendar showing EX dividend dates in Yahoo Finance? I honestly don't know if Yahoo Finance has an EX dividend calendar. I don't know. Oscar, you can go to Google and do a search and see who has EX dividend calendars. Okay, because the EX dividend calendar I use is in the software or the trading platform Thinkorswim, which is offered through Charles Schwab. XRP, sorry, I don't do XRP. Precious metals and cryptos will be cut in half. Market reset for new investors in 2027. I don't think so, unless they come up with a new currency. Yahoo has an earnings calendar, XRP. Sorry, I don't do XRP, a precious metals and crypto. Neither do I. Does show EX dividend dates. All right, thank you there. It shows it, but doesn't have the calendar. I think the calendar was what he was asking. One day leveled ETNs are more dangerous than ERFs. Okay, thank you. Does he answer questions from YouTube? No, he doesn't. Long term, it's the best dream. I have no idea. Bet against the market these next 40 days. All will be good after July. Can you give me a strategy that's going to give me a consistent 1% every week in this little downturn that you're talking about? Tesla will be 192 to 235. Okay. Crypto and stocks follow each other. Wait until Bitcoin really drops and see how much currency comes out of your precious metals and stocks. Thank you. BCSF, we'll check it tomorrow. The Vigilante, what would happen to the price of gold if we mine those from Psyche 16 asteroid and bring them back to Earth? You do realize the amount of money or the amount of gold you would have to bring back in order to turn a profit, because you might not be thinking the cost of actually bringing miners, not just the spaceship to get up there, but the miners to mine the gold on these asteroids. Well, great. How do you get them up there? And then the weight of the gold, bringing that back. That's a whole new set of problems. All right, let's keep on going. Trillion market will be 2.4 trillion in 40 days, and crypto market will go under $1 trillion. Then let's see the market reset 40 days. ETFs will be crushed. Okay, thank you. Yes, long term. That's it. That's the last question. Awesome. We are done today, and we're going to do this whole thing all over again tomorrow. Face out. Money was taken from Bitcoin run-up and then was put into precious metals. Now it will be reversing again, and gold will drop. Okay. Now, I don't do either one. I don't do crypto, and I don't do precious metals. Now, I do own some crypto, and I do own some gold and silver. But I don't trade them. Just somebody gave them to me. Is what it is. All right, that being said, we're going to do this all over again tomorrow. So we will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone, and happy trading. Oscar, have a great night. Greetings from Mexico. Mikey G, what are you doing in Mexico, brother? All right, you guys have a great night. Oh, didn't that? NVAX, what the heck is NVAX? Oh, NVAX. Why would you do puts on NVAX? And did you buy them or sell them? Sav, did you buy or sell the puts on NVAX? Because here's the top. She dropped. Now she's going back up again. It looks a little all over the place. And look at the premiums, dude. Not that great. But okay. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, you sold them. Okay. I think. 3.7 million. All right. Now, my assumption would be, nah, because the 850s are horrible. The 9s are horrible. The 950s are 7, but the 950 is way up here. Okay. We can talk about it tomorrow, Sav. What do you think? Have a great night. You guys have a great day. And you guys have a great night. Okay. Let's keep going. You guys have a great night. Just buy Coke for GMC. All right, face out. I have a little issue with that. Okay, now Coke very rarely gives 1% a week. Ford sometimes. Hold on. Coke rarely gives 1% a week. Ford a lot gives 1%. I like Ford and I like GMC. GM. That's my reasoning. Coke is the best. I'm going to have to disagree with you with Coke. Okay, at the moment is at 76.80. The 77s are going for 53. That's less than 1%. Why would I put my money into a company that's paying me less than 1%? Long term, my long term is 30 days. 30 days is long term for me. I buy, I sell weekly options for cash flow. I'm not looking to buy anything just to watch it. Okay? If I want to buy something to watch, oh, you're new? That's fine. If I want to buy something to watch, I'd buy some plants or some fish for my fish tank. But when it comes to money, I want weekly cash flow. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Ford. I love General Motors. I love Coca-Cola. I do. It all depends on what they're paying this week. See, Coca-Cola went from 66, shot up to 77. Now it's pulling back, and it's probably going to keep pulling back till it gets somewhere back around here. But if I buy it and I try to sell a covered call, I'm not getting a full 1%. So come back tomorrow. I really appreciate your input. I do. Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a great night. I'm here at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. That being said, have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, wow. $1.24. Woohoo! And down here, you guys have a great night also.